Hey, welcome back. So I've got this 3-burner forge that it desperately needs to be restored. So let's see what we can do. So as you can see from the forge, you can see a lot of these dents all over the place. This is just sunk because of how hot it gets. This is swollen again from the pressure. What we got to do first is actually take these are 7/16 by 3/4 inch out. I actually already snapped one, got one out. And this one just does not want to cooperate. So I'm going to try the angle grinder, and I'm going to use a special bit to get that one out. But once we do that, we're going to take these completely out and move on to the next step, which should be hammering these back flat or getting all the fire bricks out of it. We'll see what happens. See how that works. That didn't work out exactly like I was hoping. Seems like all the bolts are, pretty well melted to the burners themselves, so that's going to be interesting. I have to figure out how I'm actually going to get these burners out from these openings, and figure the first thing maybe I ought to do to try maybe is to straighten these out. Maybe that'll help lift it. I already did a little bit, so I'm pulling out, big chunks. Like that, so it's pretty gross. A lot of this stuff is basically the flux that I use and just the extreme temperatures. You can see a lot of it kind of looks like glass now, and that's kind of is. Ooh, I probably shouldn't be breathing that. That's better, right? Some of these I can use again. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Use as a cover or who knows. It's like volcanic glass almost. I mean, this stuff is, ridiculously, well, ridiculously is about maybe a stretch, but it's really brittle stuff. I mean, that's just some stuff I pulled off, so probably shouldn't be breathing it still. So, this should give you an idea. These are actually pieces of the bracket, and you can still see the rivet points on them that actually hold the burners from the bottom. And, they're melted, they've melted off. They're not just broken, they're not broken actually. They've melted off. So that should give you an idea just how hot it gets in this thing. So, oh boy, I wonder how I'm gonna fix that. Well, I beat down these with the hammer a little bit, and it looks like it's come loose at the top. It's still not coming out, but it's still really loose. I did use this piece right here to try to flatten this out. Now I'll probably go over it a little bit more. The whole thing looks like it's tilted to this direction anyway. Again, that's probably from the extreme heat. But at this point, I'm a little stuck on how to get this off, as well as the other ones too. And oh wait a minute. Well, I don't think that's what they meant to happen, but here we are. Here's where we're at with this restoration. These things are basically heat welded onto the ends, for the most part. They do come off with a little bit of persuasion, but for the most part, the only way I'm going to be able to get the burner itself off is if I grind away the rivet heads so I can pull them out and the rivet heads are no longer be there. I can get more rivet heads, and I do have one of those, but that's the only way right now. Of course, it would help if I was plugged in. New problem is the only way to get this off was to unscrew it from the disbursement pipes, and well, this still is on because I don't use this one that often, so I have to use the angle grinder and cut this off too. Finally, that was pain. I ended up having to cut one of these plates off of this one, so you can see the spots on here, but this is really in here. I'm surprised. I kind of wish I'd have taken better care of it when I first got it. Live and learn. Okay, so now that I've gotten all three of the burners actually out of the forge, it looks like all of these are welded, pretty well welded anyway, from the extreme amount of heats. They're welded to the actual piece themselves. So, you know, I've got this. I don't know what this is. I found it. If you know what it is, leave it in the comments, and we can see what we can find. But what I have noticed is that it's the same diameter as the pipe itself, so I can use it kind of as a punch. So, okay, so now that we've gotten all of the burners off of their, I don't know, housing, we're going to go ahead and use this just crap, or used, very well used, not crap, they're good belts, to clean off whatever excess I can. I'm not super worried about that yet, and I'll use an angle grinder if I need to get a little closer, but all we're going to do now is try to fix all this and flatten it. I may end up grinding these rivets off as well, just because it's already loose. I will end up eventually taking this off completely because I'm going to put something else on. I'm going to put a door on it, so that ought to help. But I got a glove on, and here's what I'm going to use as kind of my inside makeshift anvil, and here we go. All I'm doing here is cutting down or trimming down the ceramic wool that will go on the inside of the forge. It was just way too thick. And now what I get to do is wrestle this ceramic wool, or try to figure out how to get this ceramic wool into the forge. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, there you go. Put it in a leg lock. So as you can see here on the inside of the forge, it's kind of orange. That's the rigidizer, and it just needs to be kind of warmed up and basically evaporated, and that's what we're doing. What I did here in a minute is I taped up, so this obviously won't stay, and I got one of my mortars out. It actually is really very neat that it came individually packaged in like 1 pound containers, little sacks or whatever. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to mix this stuff up, and I'm going to put a layer of the refractory mortar on the top. We're doing the top side first, just upside down. I've got some toilet paper rolls on the inside. That's where the burners will actually go once we're all finished. So probably help if I had the right tools. Not the right tool. I will say also that if you're looking for like exactly how to do this, this may not be the best video for you. This is just me more or less experimenting, if nothing else, because I need to figure out how all of this works so that when I build my big forge, with a big ribbon burner, I won't mess it up. So for what I was originally planning for, I was going to put a brick on the inside, a couple of fire bricks in there to let that actually sit on. But once I did that, there was just not enough room for the tight size billets that I actually do use this for. So I took those out and I just reapplied more mortar, and it's been 2 days, so we're going to go ahead and fire it up and see how it works now. As you can see, everything worked out. Forge is working great. I sure do appreciate you sticking all the way to the end of this video, and I hope that you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you like what you've seen, leave me a like, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you do so today. Till next time, see ya!